Okay, folks, listen. I'm going to show a bunch of predictive programming from a movie called Zombieland, a cartoon called Family Guy, and a TV series called Station 19. And I'm even going to show The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, okay? And it's all connected to my videos and my predictions. So be amazed as you watch all this unfold. So in the movie Zombieland, the characters' names are given by where they're from. Like Emma Stone's character is from Wichita, and Obama's mother was from Wichita. And Woody Harrelson, who plays the Elvis, he loves Elvis, so he's the Elvis character. Elvis was from Tennessee. This one says Tallahassee. You see, it's got the C, just like Tennessee, and like SEA, that kind of sea, because Elvis is the beast out of the sea, okay? He's the phoenix. Anyway, look, it's got the Allah in it too. But what's important is Elvis died in Tennessee. He lived there most of his life, Elvis. So he's the Elvis character, and his name is Tallahassee. And she's from Little Rock. And then you have this character. I'll get to why I'm showing him and all this in a minute.
There's only one king. Elvis Aaron frickin' Presley, the greatest who ever lived. The king of kings.
And you know what's funny? This pose that he's doing right here reminds me of John Travolta in Saturday Night Live, too. So what's this? I didn't even think it had a connection to Elvis. But anyway, did you hear what he said? How blasphemous can you believe? Can you believe this dude is, saying the king of kings is Elvis? No, it's Jesus. Jesus is the king, the one and only true king. And before I show you this next scene, notice that my television has this needle right here. It's got a small black dot right there, but this needle, isn't that interesting? Because I always talk about the Seattle Space Needle, because that's where Elvis is going to show up on June 11th. And look, then there's a black dot that kind of looks like a bullet hole, because Trump gets his head wound on August 4th in Ohio. Now listen to this scene.
Getting married?
Yeah, I was going to say.
That the Hope Diamond?
Well, I certainly hope it is. I want you to be Miss Ohio, or I guess like Mrs. Ohio.
This is so unfair.
So did you hear what he said? He says he wants her to be Mrs. Ohio. So remember, I told you they go by states, their names, So, not states, cities, okay? And Woody Harrelson, who was playing Elvis, remember. And Elvis was from Tennessee. This says Tallahassee, right? It's close. But this guy is his sidekick in the show. And his name is Jesse. And Elvis's twin that died at birth, his name was Jesse. And look where he's from. Columbus, Ohio. And that's why he was asking her to be Mrs. Ohio. And what's the chance that he's from Ohio? And the fact that Elvis is his, the counterpart, whatever, his sidekick. Because I told you, that is where I'm telling you that Trump gets his head wound, in Ohio. You understand? On August 4th, Obama's birthday. So just think about what I'm telling you. And I told you Elvis has to do with the Space Needle in Seattle on 6/11. And remember, he asked her to be Mrs. Ohio, right? And look what she said right before the Ohio reference.
Yay.
That the Hope Diamond?
Well, I certainly hope it is.
So did you catch that? They said the hope twice. Right before he asked her to be Mrs. Ohio. And remember, Obama, he ran on the Hope campaign. You understand? You saw these posters everywhere. It said hope. And I told you Obama, he's born on August 4th, which is the day I'm telling you Trump gets his head wound. So remember, that scene had the Ohio reference, had the Hope reference, which is Obama, and Obama's born on 8/4. There's everything. And Elvis and Trump are the devil twins. And I told you in the movie, Woody Harrelson is the Elvis reference and Jesse is the Trump reference with Ohio. And what was his name? His name in the movie is Columbus because he's from Columbus, Ohio. And Columbus, Ohio's area code is 614. And why is 614 important? 614 is when Trump is born. Okay? Do you see how I just showed you without a shadow of a doubt that they are showing you the Trump Elvis reference, okay, in that movie? And in that scene, he also has a shirt that says Dragon's Lair, okay? And here's images of Graceland. You notice that it has 4 pillars and a triangle pyramid on the top. You see the 4 pillars? Graceland is where Elvis lived and died, of course. And here's a post-apocalyptic image of the White House. And notice it's got 4 pillars and a pyramid on the top. You see, just like Elvis's Graceland. Because Trump and Elvis are the devil twins. And notice the last name Presley has the P-R-E-S, just like president. And it's the backwards of serpent. You see that? P-R-E-S, the first 4 letters of serpent. And the other 3 letters makes the word 10, T-E-N. 10 means perfect. And even perfect starts with P-E-R. But anyway, forget about that. What I'm trying to show you is Presley is like president and the backwards are serpent, P-R-E-S. And in the movie, they were driving this car a lot. Because I told you, throughout the whole movie, there's Elvis references, okay? So I'm not going to show you every single Elvis reference. They were driving a car with horns, you know, and I told you, like, there's, you know, the Ohio State is the Buckeye State, and it's all about the buck, like the deer, the buck, whatever the heck. And look, it's got the 3 on each side of the car, the 33. And I know these are not deer antlers. I'm just showing you that it just got horns on there. And here he's painting a 3 on another vehicle. And this is Elvis, remember. And he's going to be putting it on both sides. You understand? 33, 33. And here's a sign where it says, Jesus will save you. And then they show the car going by, you see? And then they show him drawing the 3 right here. Because, you know, it's the mockery of God, you know, and you see it's got a 3 for the E, you see? Because Jesus was crucified at the age of 33 and he rose from the dead at 33. That's what the scholars say of how old he was. The point I'm trying to make is 33 is the number of ascension. And that's why they use it as their highest number in Freemasonry, you know. I told you they love to mock the Bible and God, who is Jesus. And also the 3 by itself is a mockery toward God, because God rose from the dead after 3 days, and you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which make 3. You understand? But it's one God only.
Whoa! The beast! Little Rock!
So notice you have the, like the pillars, symbols with the guitar, and then they said the beast, because the car, they called the car the beast, you know. But they're really talking about Elvis. And notice the gates at Graceland where Elvis lived. You have one person on this side, one on that side. You understand? The twins. And even the symbol, the note symbol, It reminds me of the Het symbol, or the eighth letter of the Hebrew alphabet that I was showing the other day. Anyway, this is just some kind of motel, made to look like the front of Graceland. It's a joke. But I'm talking about in the movie Zombieland. And in that movie, they even had a twin scene. Okay? So there was twin references also in this Zombieland 2, Double Tap. And in the movie, there was this place called Babylon. And that's a biblical reference. And in this Babylon, they have this tower. Look at this tower. Look at this thing. See, basically, this is in reference to the Space Needle in Seattle. That's what you're seeing here, okay? And even in this movie, they show the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I guess that's what you call it. And the Space Needle is called the observation tower. And Italy, where this thing is located, Italy equals the exact same as the word Elvis. Italy equals Elvis. They show the tower falling, in the movie. You see? Again, that's a reference to the Space Needle falling. And that's why they showed this, And they showed Elvis's ring. Like I told you, Elvis is all about taking care of business. That's his motto. But really, this means something totally different, which I'll show again. I showed it before a long time ago, but my video got taken down. Anyway, and notice there's two lightning bolts on each side. 3 and 3. 3 stripes, you see? It's the 33. Again. But like I said, this TCB, taking care of business motto, it's totally something different than what it really is meant to be. It has to do with the Skull and Bones, because Elvis is the head of Skull and Bones. I'll tell you about it in a different video. Anyway, in this movie, they even have the car, the Beast. This was the Beast, right? And that's the presidential mobile. It's called the Beast, that Obama rode in and Trump rode in and whatever Biden's riding in now, supposedly. But anyway, this big truck, look, it's called the Big Fat Death. It's on top of that. And this was the same scene where they were showing the twins. And here's that tower again. And like I said, it says Babylon on the top. It's a biblical reference to the Tower of Babylon.
Oh, Benny! That means the zombies are coming!
So remember, they were saying the zombies are coming, and I'm telling you that Elvis is going to be the mark of the beast. And when people take the mark of Elvis, they are all going to go to hell. And that's what these people are doing. All these zombies behind him are following the Elvis reference. Okay? I told you, Woody Harrelson is the Elvis. And they're going to follow him off the tower. Okay?
One momentous day. The day one free man made the ultimate sacrifice and paid respect to the Blackfoot ancestors he may or may not have had. Great American zombie jump.
Look what happens. All the people fall off the cliff, you see? They're all falling into hell. You see all the people going to hell, into the pit? And remember that the tower is the Space Needle reference. Are you understanding what I'm talking about? This is Elvis and all the zombies who take the mark to follow him and fall to their deaths, okay? Because they're going to go to the pit. So in the movie, Woody Harrelson gives this blonde girl a gift, and it's the gun that Elvis gave to Richard Nixon, okay? And Richard Nixon was the only president Elvis visited, and he gave him a gun. Let's listen to what kind of gun it was. And this is a true story, by the way, that Elvis gave a gun to President Nixon, like I told you. And I've shown all the connections with Richard Nixon and what the Watergate and all that stuff. But right now, I want you to pay attention to what kind of gun it was.
Oh, hey, well, not just any gun, a Colt 45, and not just any Colt 45, the King's.
So they said Colt 45 is the brand of the gun. And remember, anytime you see the 45, it's in reference to Trump because he's the 45th president, right? So the Colt 45. And also the word Colt equals the exact same as the word June. And June also equals the exact same as Bush because the next 9/11 is going to be in Seattle on 6/11 in June. 6/11 June. And that's when Elvis returns. So Colt equals the exact same as June. So at the very end of the movie, one last zombie was holding on to the Elvis character, Woody Harrelson. You see right here, there's a zombie holding on to his leg. It's hard to see because it's dark. And what saved Elvis was that girl who Woody Harrelson gave the gun to, the Colt 45. She shot that last zombie, and that's why the zombie let go right when Elvis was about to fall because he had his foot, remember, his leg. And so the Colt 45 saved Elvis. You understand? Like Trump, right now, he's trying to save Elvis by getting everyone to take the mark. Do you get it? The Colt 45 saved the day. Okay, folks, listen. I was going to do more predictive programming. I was going to show you more, but this video is way too long. And I'm going to show it on the next one, the other references to predictive programming in like the Family Guy and the series Station 19. All right, folks, end of video.